EA and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live first-round coverage of the Tiburon Championship. Today, we're here at Wolf Creek Golf Club in Mesquite, Nevada. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, set to bring you all the action out on the course. And Frank, what can you tell us about Wolf Creek?
Well, it's a mesmerizing layout. You can see from above, Rich, in amongst all these sort of canyon areas and boulders and that. I've never really seen a golf course like this. It's like Disneyland for the golfers. It's phenomenal, and each hole has a totally different look. It's hard to imagine you can build a golf course in an area like this.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up? It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This is a good-looking shot. Great effort right there, and a great chance to knock in that short putt. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better. Even par, currently.
So that's a bogey, and now to 1 over par for the tournament. Been some good golf early on. Let's get you caught up as we go out to the 7th hole. Frank has not gone their way through the early portion of the round. What can they do to turn it around?
Well, you're right, Rich. It's been a rough start. It's basically back to basics. Missing too many fairways and too many greens, so therefore less opportunities. Got to reverse that trend.
A smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Well, that one didn't work out. Didn't look bad in the air. It hit the green, but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was never going to stop.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole. This for birdie. As this putt for birdie. Made a good run at birdie. He'll have to focus now. Try to walk away with the par. Well, not in contention, but in for par. Frank, the 8th here at Wolf Creek in Mesquite, Nevada is really the signature par 3, isn't it?
I'd go so far, Rich, to say this is a great par 3. Doesn't matter where it was played. The stream that sort of comes all the way down there and surrounds the left side of this green makes this hole really daunting. Logic would say if you're going to miss this green, obviously you'd miss it to the right, but it's just a beautiful hole. And then you put the fact that the canyon frames the whole hole itself. It's beautiful.
Birdie try up next. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
One over for the day. Finishing up this front side here at the par 4 ninth, 390 yards. And what are we looking at, Frank?
Well, it looks relatively straightforward, but it's anything other than that. Decision time again. Do you lay it up into that wide area of the fairway? If you're a longer hitter and you are out here to have a little bit of fun, then maybe you want to take the head cover off because you get a little bit of an advantage if you can drive it over that last bunker on that right side, or at least take that out of play because you're only going to have a short pitch in here.
But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it. That's fine.
Officials calling that one around 310 yards. Frank, most golf courses have what they call a signature hole, the one that is really just jaw-dropping, that stands out. Wolf Creek has so many signature holes.
It has, and one that comes to mind, to your point, Rich, the second tee, for example, when you stand on that, that's actually 9 stories high, and you're hitting it over the rocky canyon just to try and reach a fairway. And as you said, there's just one of many, but it's phenomenal when you think you can just have holes like this in the middle of the desert and they're playable.
Settles in over the putt. Comfortably inside the cut line, the young prodigy makes another birdie. Start of the back 9 here at Wolf Creek Golf Club in Mesquite, Nevada. Rich Lerner for EA Sports with my partner Frank Nobilo. Frank, tell us about the 10th.
It looks intimidating off the back of this tee, Rich, and that's because the desert ridge on that right side, it sort of blocks your view and you don't see the right side of this fairway. Once you realize there's a lot more room to the right, then that tee shot becomes a little bit easier. Now also the angle of this green, you're going to see it sort of turn to the right there, so you've really got to be careful on where the flag is positioned on this green. If they put the flag back right, then obviously that's the hardest this hole's going to play. Flag sort of left of center, then this still could very much be a birdie hole.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Nice play right there. That's in pretty close. Frank going for 2 in a row now. So close. Just a tap in from there. Clean this up with a tap. Still even par for the day. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today it's live second-round coverage of the Tiburon Championship. Frank, here at the 6th, where are you looking to land the ball off the tee?
Got to be careful here for the longer hitters, Rich. Driver actually might be too much. That stream that we just saw at the par 5 fifth hole, it also comes across here. So something that lands short of that, which is in the vicinity of 280, 290 yards. That's the key. From there, well, you're not going to have too much more in, sort of 140, 150 yards in. It is a dogleg right, but find that fairway there. Second shot played just a fraction uphill. And this green, well, it's got more humps and hollows in it. It's to be expected, though. This course is absolutely crazy.
Birdie try up next. Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. And he makes it for par. Frank, a very short par 4 here at the 7th, but not one you're going to try to hit off the tee?
No, unless you can fly the ball sort of 300 yards on the nose and stop it within sort of 5 or 6 yards, it's really too risky. This green is not very deep, just sort of 10 or 15 yards in depth. It's just a layup hole, but layup hole just, it's simple. Oh, he is winding this one up. Doesn't have the power, though.
Kidding me? Come on, you can't hit a ball that hard.
That is crushing it beyond all crushing.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
And he's made it onto the green. Birdie putt coming up. Had a bogey on this hole yesterday. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Just drip that in.
Well, it's 4 1/4 inches. Use it all.
Frank, this is the kind of hole that you like to drop a bag of balls and just have fun. Hit it all day long as if you were at the range. Unfortunately, you only get one crack, and you better be good. This is a tough hole.
Well, if you find the water, actually, you might get another one up there. It certainly is a tough hole, though, Rich. The stream going all the way down the left-hand side, and that wraps right around the left and behind the screen, makes that tee shot... Well, it certainly makes you think about that tee shot while you're on the tee. Prudent play, aim for the right edge of the green. There's nothing wrong if you just miss the green on the right, but miss the green by a yard on the left, you pay a very steep price.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. So into the top 15 on the leaderboard with that birdie. A few more, and who knows, maybe top 10 or top 5. Set to round out the front side here at Wolf Creek with a par 4.
Fun hole for the big hitter, too. They can really take advantage of this. The last fairway bunker down there on the right side is just over 300 yards to get over it. And longer hitters could nearly drive it in the green side bunker on the right. So just tee it up there. You're playing desert golf for a reason. Enjoy it. Just have a little flick in here. Chance, too, to have a little birdie at the end of your front 9. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
just a bit offline and into the bunker. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it. Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
And he's made the green. So they'll tap in. Frank, this is just an embarrassing performance.
There's no crying in golf, Rich.
So 2 rounds in the books. Frank, that was fun.
It certainly was. It bodes well for the weekend. Saw a lot of good players that seem to actually have a good fit for this golf course. That bodes well for the next 36 holes.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Tiburon Championship. Good contact, good result. Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that.
Even par currently.
Nothing wrong with that par putt. On to the 11th hole. We're looking downhill, 215 yards to the green.
And this is one of the holes that you realize you're at Wolf Creek. You would never see this hole anywhere else in the world. It's amazing when you stand on this tee. You see all of the canyons around, but there is a little green area down there surrounded by a couple of bunkers. It's a great-looking par 3. It measures 215 yards. Very playable, and you never know. Today might be the day where you make birdie. Should be safely on deck.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Oh, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
And getting ready for the putt.
sneaking into contention here with that birdie.
Top 15 now on the leaderboard. Frank, the par 5 12th is another case of a hole where you see that Wolf Creek Golf Club can actually be kind of scary, daunting. You look out at the desert mountains, and then you add in some water, which we have here on the left, and you can go for some big numbers here if you're not careful.
Well, this is where the Wolf and the Creek can take a bite out of you. You hit it left off the tee, then you're certainly going to start to rack up a number. There's enough fairway down the right, but once again, if you hit a good drive and this hole is reachable for you, then you've got to worry about the water, which is to the right of this green. 5 wouldn't be the worst score you could make around here, that's for sure. I've seen 6s and 7s.
Setting up for an approach shot here. Frank, these days golfers are training like high-level athletes from other sports. Rory McIlroy, for example, has been using a guy by the name of Steve McGregor, who happened to be the trainer for the New York Knicks of the NBA.
And part of his training now is high altitude. The majority of the medal holders, for example, in the Olympics, the medal winners in the Olympics actually use high altitude training. You know, you can develop more red blood cells in a shorter period of time. But, golf, we've had so many different types of training from the athlete side. But you go back to the old days of Henry Cotton beating an old tire. Vijay Singh picked up on that. Or even the rhythm of Sam Snead. He used to count in the rhythm. It was one at the top of the swing, 2 at impact, and 3 at the follow-through. All those things are still very valid today.
Oh, that hurts. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Hard to be perfect in this game. That's a bogey. Thirteenth hole here at Wolf Creek, and Frank, anyone can say, oh, I'm going to take this one over the trees. But very few can stand up and say, I'm flying this baby clear over the mountains.
Yeah, if you take the direct route, obviously it's going to be much shorter than the 350 yards that it's measured as a dogleg right. So the direct line, well, I don't want to tell you the exact yardage because it might give you too much of a clue, but it might be worth taking. It's going to be a blind tee shot, though, and you're not quite sure on the outcome.
Wow, what impact. Absolutely crushed it.
There's out of bounds.
Lucky. Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. Getting ready now for this next shot in the bunker. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Richard's been a very good workmanlike performance. Yet another birdie.
Into the top 15 on the leaderboard. EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Tiburon Championship. Excellent looking shot here.
That's beyond long.
That is a sensational play right there, and you have to think that the little helping breeze gave that a nice boost.
He can't be that good.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Well, that's what the great ones do. From the rough, they use their skill and their strength to get it out and get it close. How you maintain momentum, make those putts for par. Here at the 15th hole here at Wolf Creek, bit of a breather here. Nice short par 3. You don't want to miss this green.
No, that's the temptation there. If you try and bite off a little too much because it looks a little too easy, then a bogey here and you're in a bad mood all of a sudden at Wolf Creek.
This is a good-looking shot. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Good putt. Now to the 16th hole as we get set for the finishing stretch. And Frank, what's the best way to play this relatively short par 4?
Somehow you've got to straighten the hole up in your mind's eye, Rich. Just look all the way across that canyon and look like he's gone for a little extra.
I mean, that is one of the hardest drives I've ever seen. Just let it rip.
Huge with a capital H.
Moved it a long ways. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
That is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Starting to make the move, now to -3 with yet another birdie. Frank, this is really a cool closing stretch here at Wolf Creek. Short par 3 15th, the short 4 at the 16th, and now the par 5 17th. You can make up some ground in a hurry as you come down the finishing stretch.
You certainly can. A good drive short of the little stream creek that runs across there, and this is doable as a two-shotter. You find the bunkers or trouble off the tee, then obviously you're forced to lay up, leaving that third shot across the water. But really a fun hole if you want to try and take that second shot on.
Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it. I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Wow, I didn't expect that. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time, that one gets him in the top 10.
18th hole, and Frank, again, a good scoring opportunity. Short par 4.
Yeah, if you looked at the scorecard, you'd think you could drive this green, but one quick look at the trouble in front and to the right of the screen, and you realize that's probably not the prudent play. Really, something 230, 240 yards off the tee in that vicinity is going to leave you just a flick wedge into this green. It is a rather narrow green, but from that distance, you'd expect to hit it close.
Continuing his fine play, another beautiful approach shot. 11 feet away. So close. Well, you could see he's just disgusted with that effort. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Oh, yeah, birdie, Frank, and another shot closer.
Sniffing in the right direction.
Frank, solid effort today. What's your assessment?
Golf like that can certainly result in wins, that's for sure. But more importantly, the opportunity to get one.